Welcome back, VidHeads. This video is all about how to get started in Premiere Pro Creative Cloud 2020. When I first started, I didn't know how to edit videos or anything like that. I just got on YouTube and started looking around and started learning from some of the other content creators. And that's how I got to start editing in Premiere Pro. Now, back when I started, I think it was Premiere Pro Creative Cloud 2013, or even earlier than that. I think we actually had the suite before the Creative Cloud even came about. And then we got to the Creative Cloud, but I remember I still had to search for certain things, how to do certain features in the Premiere Pro. So I kind of remember the Premiere Pro Creative Cloud 2013. Anyway, with that being said, I wish I'd had some help when I was starting out. So basically what I want to do with this particular video, I want to show you how to get started with Premiere Pro Creative Cloud 2020. Basically this is geared toward all the beginners that's out there, and I will be doing a follow-up video as well, because we're going to start getting more and more into Premiere Pro so we get to more advanced things. So make sure you stay tuned, and if you have not already, make sure you subscribe and hit the little baby bell, because you don't want to miss anything. This channel is all about iron sharpening iron. We all taking our skill to the next level. This is VidHeads. Got Premiere Pro open, so basically we're going to hit new project, and in the new project I'm going to call it VidHeads Starter. And hit OK. I already started one, I'm just going to overwrite it. Okay, the first thing we have to do is look at our panels and get it set up for where it's comfortable for you. Now, when I first started, things were a little bit different, and as Creative Cloud progressed, they started moving panels around by default. So when I open them up, I like to get things comfortable for me. The first thing I do is take my project window up to the top left here. I have my project window, my effects controls, and my Lumetri scopes. Then I'm looking at, on my timeline, there's no sequence here on my timeline. So the first thing we have to do here is make sure we have a sequence. So now I want to explain this. Now, most of the time you can just put a sequence in. It doesn't matter what resolution or what frame rate you pick, because when you drag and drop the actual video clip, it's going to ask you, do you want to match the timeline with your video clip? And whatever video clip you put in there, it'll match it for you. But for this particular video, I want to show you how to select the actual resolution you want for your sequence. So we'll go Control N. It brings up all our different options. So I like to shoot in 4K. When I mean 4K, it's basically UHD, which is 3840 by 2160. And mainly 24 frames per second is my primary frame rate. So mainly you go down here. If this was a collapse, you would go to red, right? You go to red, and you go to HD 4K. And then HD 4K, 24 frames per second, 16 by 9, and then hit OK. So now we have a sequence. So now what we need to do now is get our video clips that we actually want to start editing with. So let's do that now. Pull up my Explorer. I have a couple clips I want to do. Let's check this one. And let's take this one. I'm going to drag them right into the project window. Now, the reason why we have to drag them into the project window, because Premiere Pro then begins to analyze the video clips, whether it's video and audio, what the metadata is and all that, and it saves all that information to a file. So that's why we put it in the actual project window first. Then after that, we can bring our clips down here and put them on the timeline. So basically you just hold, drag and drop, and bam, we're on the timeline. But before I do that, I want to tell you guys about the source window, which I think is pretty important. Now the source window, I normally have my source window right next to my program window. And what these means is the program window is basically showing you what's actually on the timeline. Whatever's in the timeline in your sequence, that's what you're going to see in your program window. So, but for the source window, with that reason why that is such a good feature, now if I double click on one of the clips, as you can see, it comes up in the source. And in this source, I can pick different frames, different positions here. I can look at it, I can listen to it. And so by doing that, I can now choose a beginning point, and I can choose an end point. Let's just say this is my end point. Hit an end point. And so now that I've chose a beginning point and an end point, now I can take and drag both the audio and the video and put it on a track, on a timeline. Or I can take, see this little icon here, or I can take just the video and put it on the timeline. Or I can take just the audio and put it on the timeline. So that source window is pretty cool because you can cut down some of your editing right here in the source window when you're actually viewing the actual clip. So for this particular one, I'm going to take both the video and the audio and put it right down here on the timeline. I'm going to mute. All right. So then I'm going to take the second clip in the source. Let's say right here where I want to start. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it down as well. Take both the video and the audio. Okay, so let me color these real quick because this is not the point of this particular video. The coloring is a little bit more advanced, so we'll cover that in another video coming up. But for sake of time, I'm going to speed through this real quick and I'm going to color these the way I like it. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I like it. Now we got our clips on our timeline in our sequence. So now we may want to do a little bit of editing. The most popular editing tools, of course, is the select right here, the select tool, which is shortcut letter V. So no matter what, if I went to, let's say the cutter tool, I can just hit the letter V and I'll go right back to the select tool. And the cutter tool, obviously, that is C. Hit C and I go to the cutter tool. So I'm going to overlap these like so. Okay, I'm going to lasso them. I'm going to right click and I'm going to synchronize because this was kind of like a little bit of a music video type thing. I was actually just doing some testing. So that's what this is about. So I want to sequence these clips. That means it's going to synchronize them where the sound and everything is matched up. So make sure we have audio selected and hit OK. Now they're pretty much linked up. So now, what I want to show you is some of the tools. Like the cutter tool, we hit C. It's one of the most popular tools, obviously. And you take the top layer of the video, right? There's two video clips here. There's one here on V2, there's one here on V1. So the one is on V2, which is the top one. When the reader goes by, it's going to read the top video. And so the one underneath it, you will not see it unless you do the opacity and bring it all the way down, or you do what we're about to do now. Okay, so now that we have them synchronized, what I want to do now is I want to unlink the audio from the video. So by doing that, I just lasso, grab all the tracks, right click, and then I go to unlink. So now the audio and the video are unlinked. I can move them separately if I need to. And at this point, I'm going to show you guys about the cut tool. Hit C. I'm just going to randomly just pick some files, pick some tracks here, pick points to cut, just to kind of show you guys how this works. And then V for my select tool. I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to hold Shift, and it allows me to select multiple. I'm holding Shift as I click on the different clips there, and then I just hit delete. So now, when I play this back, you'll see when the reader head gets there, you'll see it switches. And then it's gonna switch back. See? All right. I hope this helps you guys. This is just a beginner's level on how to begin to start editing in your Premiere Pro Creative Cloud 2020. If this video helped you and you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That'll let me know to make sure I go ahead into the next video that's coming, where I get a little bit more advanced in the editing process with Premiere Pro. Thank you guys for watching. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that now. Hit the little baby bell and comment down below. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what parts of Premiere Pro you would like to have help with, or if you have any questions. If I have those answers, I'll make sure I get them to you. If I can't answer them, I'm sure we got people that comes by the channel and they'll be able to chime in as well. But I'll do everything I can to make sure I find you the answer that you're looking for. So without further ado, I'm Aaron Jones, your big brother. I got your back. I'm out. Make sure you go out and you film something and kill it.